It is day 4 of 31 Days of Horror, and we are checking out the French film called Them. This is a house invasion movie for the most part, and apparently this is loosely based on true events. I don't know. We follow our lead character named Clem, who is a school teacher who heads home and happens to live in a huge mansion where her boyfriend or husband lives, who is a writer. They go through their normal night, just like always, up until they go to bed, and that's when Clem hears something outside. That's when everything starts going wrong. But first, we're gonna reverse to the beginning of the film where we meet a mother and daughter who are driving in a van at night, and they accidentally crash on the side of the road. The mom checks out what's going on, she disappears, the girl goes out, sees her mom gone, she gets back in the car and starts getting harassed by someone in the woods, creepy noises, banging, and stuff getting thrown at her van. I'll admit, this scene was pretty eerie, and then she happens to die as well. So fast forward, and now that they are coming after the main couple, how does this movie stack up against other great home invasion movies like The Strangers, Hush, You're Next, and Panic Room? Well, I'm gonna be honest, it is nowhere near the greatness of those movies. They live in this huge mansion, which this movie doesn't really take full advantage of. We only really get to see them in about maybe 3 rooms plus the attic. Once they notice things are going wrong, they just run and hide in their main room. The annoying part about this is they run literally right past their kitchen without grabbing a knife at all. I mean, throughout the whole film, they're not trying to grab weapons at all. I was like so annoyed throughout. I'm like, dude, just grab a weapon. There are people trying to attack you. And of course, Lucas has to go out there and try to see what's going on, and obviously he gets hurt, so he has to come limping back all the way back to Clem. Also, somehow these invaders just have some weird radar sense, because they can always find where Clem is. I mean, she's in the attic, somehow one of them is up there. Like, every time they are moving, they are like honed in on where she is somehow. When she knocks one of them off the 2nd story floor, it was honestly hilarious, because she does some like weird judo chop at them, and it looks kind of like a mannequin that falls, but I don't know, the scene was just funny. This movie is also extremely short with a runtime of 1 hour and 10 minutes. In all that time, stuff only starts going wrong within the first 30 minutes, and they only spend about 20 minutes in the house and then 20 minutes outside the house / underneath that weird underground area. This movie is also very dark. I mean, it's hard to see a lot of the shots, especially when they're in the woods, and that's not always the best thing. Speaking of running, the invaders make the weirdest noises when they run. I know they're probably trying to scare like the couple or something, but it's just kind of goofy. Once you find out who them are, it honestly kind of ruins any kind of suspense or fear this movie could have gave me. If you don't want to be spoiled with who they are, then skip right here. We find out once Lucas finds Clem in that underground area that them, the people who are invading them, are kids. Like 10 to 15-year-old kids. And apparently they're just doing this because they want to play with them. Like, it's so stupid. You can't tell me that a bunch of little kids can harm full-grown adults. Like, one of the little kids, I could literally grab them and just yeet them. I don't know how they were the villains of this movie. The thing that also makes no sense is earlier in the film, like in the house, we do see like 2 of them in hoodies, and they do look pretty full-grown like adults. Like, they're pretty tall when they have their hoodies on, especially the one that Lucas kills near the car. It looked like an 18 to like 20-year-old, but apparently they're a lot younger. A few of the kids do get killed by Lucas, but nothing too crazy. The latter scene also really pissed me off. So one of the little kids is like kind of escorting Clem and Lucas like away from everybody else apparently, and Clem goes first, then the little kid, and then Lucas, and then all of a sudden the little kid just starts stepping on Lucas's hand, and instead of Lucas like moving his hand or I don't know, grabbing the little kid's leg and like pulling him down, he just lets him step on his hand until he falls down, and then he gets dragged away by all the little kids. Like, I just feel like no one has common sense in this movie. The ending was also super lame. I mean, Clem just kind of gives up once she hits the gate. She doesn't try fighting back. She doesn't try going back. She just gives up. Then at the very end, we see the kids come out of the woods and get on the bus like nothing happened. The end. I'm sorry, but movies like this just frustrate me so much. This had such a solid start to this film, and then they ruined it by having it be kids. On a scary meter, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 just because of the beginning scene. On a bloody meter, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10 because there were a few kills, but nothing too crazy. This is why I'm gonna give them a 4.5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.